Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Book Theater. Welcome back, Ranger Nation. Today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, um, which is actually titled End of the Road. This is the third episode, so um, I'm going to be giving away some spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, there will be spoilers here. If you did watch it and you want to chat about it, let me know in the live chat and I'll read some of them off. But I also want to point out in the description below there is a link to our Comic Frontline March 2019 Batacular giveaway. We do them every month, so check it out. You'll get some cool stuff. There's some comic books, some Funko Pops, and a couple other things in there that you might like, especially if you're a Batman. And this is celebrating the 1000 issue of Detective Comics that will be coming out at the end of the month. So check that out. Is in the link in the description below. And um, yeah, let's get on with the review. So we start off with back at Great Battle Force. The first two episodes I want to say were like a pilot episode almost. Like they made up the first episode kind of. It's like kind of an hour long episode. And here we get the actual first episode of the series, I would say. And we're at Great Battle Force and Zoe is talking to Nate, who is inventing the Beast X cannon for them by combining their Beast X sabers and their Beast X blasters. Now, this is an interesting episode because this is the first episode we got as a character episode, and the first episode we got that is um, a moral lesson episode. So, Power Rangers hasn't been doing that well lately with the moral episodes, so we'll see how this one shapes up. But yeah. So Zoe in the first episode did ask, she did say about she wanted to use Morph-X in bikes to make better bikes. Well, she gave her designs to Nate, who made one, and we find out later on that it's a regular bike, but if you're feeling tired, you can kick in the motor and it will ride itself. So it's kind of like a motorized bicycle. And Zoe right away takes it out for a spin, and she tries to stop the mayor who wants to knock down the forest to put in a new road because the traffic in the city is insane. So she's trying to figure out ways to do it, but without doing that, she wants to use her Morph-X spikes. So she jumps into action when she sees a little lizard is about to get killed, and she tells the mayor, I don't run from big problems. I solve big problems, which is kind of her shtick. It's her big saying. So the mayor looks at the bike and he he's he approves it. He's like, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how you go for a week. We'll see it. And we also find out that the news reporter who's been in the previous two episodes is Zoe's mother. So this was also spoiled by casting confirmation early on in the week. So I have to say, I like the actress when she's acting with um, Zoe because I think she's a better actress when she's with her. She's just a more natural actress, so I like that better. The Rangers are called, and because of course Blaze is in the city, so they morph, which we get a new morphing sequence. This is the first episode we got the morphing sequence. Well, the second episode we got the morphing sequence of. All right, this is an in the motion morph. This is a as if we were watching them morph for the first time. Like if we're on the street and we're watching the Rangers morph, that's what you see. Now, this is what actually happens within the morphing grade morph, which I was talking about last week that I kind of wanted to see, and we get to see that. So once they say it's morph time and they insert the key, they're transported to the morphing grid where they morph. The tornado still surrounds them with the beast spirit coming out, so that's really cool. Um, I like the little transitions that they go through. I like the way it's going. Um, the helmets look really cool as they're coming on. I like that. Um, again, love the glasses coming out. I do think the glasses coming out was better when it was done on the in the first morph because you got to see it spin around and all. So I think the outside morph is better than the inside morph. And then Blaze, he has to morph up and he takes them on. They fight. I love this part where the needle drone knocks them out of their morph. Look at the effect that they have for when they get knocked out of their morph. It's like the spinning cyclone tornado too. So I like that. It's sort of like the spirits unleash and then the spirit comes back into them. So I like that. I love how they do that. That's a nice little special effect. We got Zoe taking on the needle drone, and of course she brings out the cannon blaster, the B-Sex cannon, which is a really cool. I hope we get this toy for season 2 because we don't have this toy yet for season 2, and the Beast X Blast. I mean for season 1, and the Beast X Blaster doesn't transform. It's just an electronic sound one. So I'm hoping, like they're taking this extra time to build a Beast X Blaster and a Beast X Saber that can actually transform and do the stuff that they do with the Go Buster toys. Because you get the binoculars with the Beast X Blaster. I mean with the Beast X Saber. And then the Beast X Blaster turns out the camera and all that. So I hope we actually get those for the American version. Um, and the cannon is pretty cool. I like the special effects that they used for it. It was a nice little touch. Zoe destroys the needle drone, and Blaze leaves. Then at the forest, Zoe feels defeated because no one wants to ride him because they're afraid of the evil ranger who is going by there and taking the Morph-X out of them. So it's like drawing people to it. They're afraid of it. So her and the Rangers go to the the forest, to try to rescue all the little animals there. And this is where her and Nate have a little talk. Now, with Nate, he says about he didn't have family before. His mom and dad are around, but they're like never really there for him. So he never had family before the Rangers. And now he's like, I got a family. And I would love it if we get the silver buddy B spot, the silver B spot, as a prototype for a brother for him. Like if he started making him back before he knew the Rangers to have a brother, that would be really cool. Like, oh, I created him to be my best friend, to be my that's why I call them Beast Buddy, Beast Spots. It would be better they call them Beast Buddies, but it would be cool if they show that, he tried to create a family with the Beast Spot. Because that would be it will give this moment more resonance later on. Blaze shows up again, and the Rangers come, but this time he can't morph because he's out of Morph-X. So he steals a bike and he takes off. I thought this scene was really cool because it reminded me of those old Fox Kids days when the commercials used to be like between the little bumpers between it episode and the commercial, and they would show you like the extreme X biking and all that. That's what this reminded me of with the glitch. So this one really reminded me of. That's why I wanted to show that one. But yeah. So the Rangers get on the Beast X bikes, the X bikes, and they pursue them. Zoe's mom's up in the sky, and she starts filming it, and saying that the Rangers are chasing down the evil Ranger. And this is the part I don't like about this episode, is that the Rangers are trying to catch Blaze, and yet they had the time to do these tricks. Yeah, it's fun, it's cool, but you know, at the same time, like they should just be going straight ahead for him instead of like doing like ollies and stuff with their bike. They shouldn't have to be twisting the handlebars to make it look cooler. But Blaze calls in for Roxy, tells her that he's coming their way, her way. And here's the interesting thing: it seems like the less power that they have, the glitchier they are. So it's like they can't be there without the power of the Morph-X. Maybe that could be the reason why they get glitchy. Because it seems like the weaker they are, the more glitchy they are. And Roxy's there waiting for them. She shoots at the Rangers when they get there, and her and Robbie has this moment where he's like, you Roxy, and then you know Devin has to tell him, look, that's not Roxy. That's just her evil clone. And I love the power like Liliana Ramirez has here. She does a great job of being a villain. She says she really enjoys it, and you can tell it because she really does go all out for it. I like it. I thought it was really well done. And I love this fight scene here because we got to see the Rangers actually working as a team. Devin goes and breaks them up. And then Zoe comes in and goes after Blaze. And then she sets it up with a kick where Robbie then punches him. But Roxy lashes out her enter wires. Like, that's what I call them. I call them the enter wires because that's what they remind me of. Um, and then she tells Blaze, go ahead, go get the Morph-X, give as much Morph-X as you can back to Scrazzle, and I'll take care of the Rangers. So she morphs, which is the first time we're seeing her morph, which I like. Again, I still want to see her in a helmetless costume though. Robbie is called away because the new Giga drone is down and Robbie has to go and fight it. So I love seeing that when they go like smash linked. I like that. It's very branded. It goes with the brand of this season. And then the Rangers are released. They're coming out, and we see the Wheeler Zord going and um Smash is like, why don't we go into gorilla mode? Which I thought looked really cool. Again, this is from Go Buster, so it's not original American footage here, but it looks so cool. I loved how Go Busters did it. They did it so well. And the needle Giga drone starts draining the energy from Robbie, the Morph X. So Robbie calls him for backup, but they're fighting off Roxy, and Zoe's like, go ahead, I got this. I like this little exchange. I know some people don't like it where, you know, Roxy shoots the bike, and Zoe's like, "You missed me," and she's like, "No, I didn't," because she wanted to explode the Morph-X because the Morph-X is explosive. So, and then Zoe goes and throws it, and she's like, "Haha, now you missed me," and she's like, "No, I didn't," and it blows up, which I thought was like a fun thing. And I love this action scene; it's really nice. Again, this is all American, so like there was, I think, other than the really just other than the Zord fight, this was all American footage again. So Roxy decides she has to leave because she can't take on Zoe. Devin comes, helps out Robbie, and ends the day with the Cheetah Beast Blaster, and the virus is gone. So this is a good episode. Again, another solid episode. Not as good as the first episode because I think the first episode was just a little bit better. But this did a great job at doing something that Ninja Steel really sucked at, and Super Ninja Steel sucked at, was the moral episodes. It didn't preach the moral episodes. It didn't tell you that this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. It was a nice way to bring in environmentalism into the show, especially with a cyber technology show. It's really nice that they bring in that environmentalism in there, but they did a great job with that. I think they did a nice balance between it, and that's something that they didn't do last season. The last two seasons, they didn't do that balance. Um, this wasn't so preachy as it was. Oh, okay, this is a more or less an episode that was woven into the story instead of just the story woven into the moral lesson, which is what the Ninja Steel and um, Super Ninja Steel did last season. So I really like this episode, and I want to give it the same score as last week. So it's going to get 4 1/4 power bolts. I thought it was a really solid episode. So far, Beast Morphers is not letting us down with anything. I think it's really been enjoyable. Every episode is watchable. You don't have to cringe at anything really. So I think Hasbro's off to a good start with their first outing for Power Rangers. So I'll be back not next week, because next week won't be a Power Ranger episode, because for some reason they can't show an episode of Power Rangers at 8 o'clock in the morning when they have the Kids Choice Awards at 8 o'clock at night, because I don't know, they had to have that extra half hour SpongeBob in the morning. I don't know, but yeah, it would have been nice if we would have got it. So Beast Morphers will be back in 2 weeks, and I'll be back with another review for it, so stay tuned for that. And there's more stuff coming up for Comic Frontline and Comic Book Theater. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff. Zone 4 is on this countdown, so we did the final 4 episodes we started. Last night was episode 4. Next week will be the third to the final episode, so join us over there Friday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. 10:30 p.m. on Comic Frontline. Join us every Tuesday night for Frontline Live, where we talk about comics and all the news and comics for that week, and that's at 10 o'clock p.m. every Tuesday night. Tonight, if you're watching this now, tonight at 10 o'clock p.m., we're going to be talking about Captain Marvel, the movie, on Media Madness. And we have Andy and um, Tony, the Black Critic guy, joining us tonight. And we're hoping to have a really good show and a fun discussion on that. So join us over there for that 10 o'clock p.m. tonight on Comic Frontline. And let me know if you watch this post live what your thoughts on this episode were. And what do you think about Beast Morphers so far? We're 3 episodes in. And a little toy update news. I did call my local Target, and the guy there says that they're in the system, but that they're not allowed to release them before April 1st. So I don't think that Target in America is going to be releasing before April 1st, because that's what their notation in the system is. So, but you can keep calling. You never know. They might get them. Um, and if I find out anything, I will post it on Twitter or on here for a review like I did today. And that's it for this. So just want to thank everybody for stopping in. And if you want to check out more, check out Comic Frontline all over social media. Follow me all over social media at Comic Book Theater. And remember, drop that R for Twitter, because it's just too many.